taking a little break from the trailer, and we're taking a look at Dad's pickup. It's having hard starting issues, and the four-wheel drive doesn't work, he says. Which, of course, when I got it, it was running, and when I pulled it into the shop, I tried the four-wheel drive, and of course, knowing my luck, it worked. So now we're kind of shooting blind, but we've been having hard starting issues with this pickup for a while, and I think, not positive, but I have a couple theories on what it is. I've already done a fuel pump. We ended up pulling the bed off and replacing the fender unit, and it helped it for about a week. And then it started doing pretty much the same thing. It says it's better, but not perfect. It says it's got to cycle the key on and off a couple times to get it to prime, and then it'll start. So we're either losing prime in the fuel rails, or the fuel pump isn't kicking on. He says it's worse when it's cold, which of course right now it's in a nice warm shop. It's been driven from our property to the shop, and of course everything's nice and warm, so of course it's running just fine. So now, I'm a diesel mechanic by trade, automotive mechanic by necessity, but electrical is electrical, and these electrical systems aren't that hard to figure out. Most of the time, if you have a wiring schematic or whatnot, or even general knowledge of it, you can figure it out. So this right here is the fuel pump relay, and it is controlled by the main body controller in this to kick on. Now, with it being nice and warm, I'm not sure if I'm going to get the results that I want to see, but from the research I've been doing on these 2011 Dodges with the 5.7 Hemi in general, is that their main body controller can kind of start doing funky things. I'm not necessarily blaming it right off the bat. I'm going to do a bunch of other stuff to this before I really start digging deep. And he's also saying that every now and then his windows get rolled down, and he doesn't remember doing them, but I mean, he is getting old and on in years, so who knows, he might just forget. But this right here is our relay. It's just a basic automotive relay. This pin right here is the signal from the main body controller to flick the relay. Now, these relays will flick with about 6 to 8 volts, but they're supposed to get 12. But we're going to see what it does. Right now, I have the key on, and it says we're getting the full 12 volts. So, no, we're dropping 12 volts, I should say, voltage drop. So, I know there's 12 volts sitting there, and it's ready to do some work. So, that checks okay. The only other thing it might be, is the relay could be sensitive to cold. I guess we can find that out later. And the other theory I have on why this thing isn't cold starting is that we might have a bad injector leaking all the fuel into the engine, and so all the rail get emptied, and that's why we have a hard start. So the other thing I want to do, since that appears to be okay, is I want to take an oil sample and see if there's fuel in the oil, and just get a general look at what the engine oil looks like. Very little mess. And we got our oil sample. Okay. It's only got about 2,000 miles on the oil. So the oil doesn't smell weird, so we'll see what happens. Now we need to inspect the four-wheel drive. And I hear the front axle lock. I hear it clicking when it goes in, so I know it's engaging. let's go to that transfer case. Looks crazy there. Fuel line. Since I'm here, I'm looking at fuel lines to see if I got a leak anywhere that. I mean, he hasn't noticed a fuel leak, hasn't smelt a fuel leak. Well, I'm pretty sure we don't have a fuel leak, but I've been wrong before. The mystery continues. I wonder if he had chains on this when the problem happened. I wonder if he had chains on this, on the rear, and he tried to put it in four-wheel drive, and it was bound up. I should call him and see. So I topped off the engine oil. I've rechecked everything. I've checked the fuel line from where they come in to the fuel rails there, and I've traced the fuel lines all the way back to the tank again. No signs of a fuel leak. So again, I'm down to either it's an injector and my oil sample will show me something, or again it's my sender unit. So this is one of those issues that apparently I'm going to have to keep looking at it. Hopefully one day I can be down there when it's doing it and I'll have some tools that I can inspect it with. So as of right now, the Gold Dodge is unfixable. Alright, well, back to the red trailer. I got the Gold Dodge outside in the cold weather, seeing if I can get it to act up. Got to rewire the trailer now, and I don't really want to run the wires where they were. It's kind of a pain. So I'm thinking, this is where they came up originally. Bring it up through here, run it through there, where it normally went, and then take it to the front and bring it up. And then I'm going to run the wiring back along this beam all the way back, and then when I need to bring my wires down, I can bring my wires down both sides, and that way I can access it in case anything goes wrong. The only one I'll have to run through the frame, the one for the brakes, and this one, I'm leaving it here so I can use it to pull the new wire I got for it down. And then I'll also have to pull the wire down for the tail lights, and then run some new wires up to the clearance lights, marker lights. So that's my plan so far. And my plan is just to run it on the inside and run it over these supports, and then I'll weld some nuts or some bolts up here, and then I'll use clamps to hold the wiring in place, and I'll do that all the way back. So it'll be a little bit of welding, but well, I've started wiring the trailer. Due to other circumstances, I'm going to have to wait till another weekend to get this thing done. But so far, what I've done is I've brought the wiring up through here, out the front, and then I've just been welding these nuts and bolts, I should say, to the roof, and I'm just going to run the wiring all the way down. I've gotten the front running lights wired in completely, so they're done. And then just got to finish up the rest of the trailer, so hopefully we can get it another weekend.